So to switch gears a little bit.
Yeah.
I know you're a Star Wars fan.
I am I.
Did you see the new Rogue One trailer?
Oh, I lost it. I was watching the Olympics, and the entire time I'm like, I don't want him to, but I know they're going to show Vader. I don't want him to. I want it to be a super surprise, but there's no surprises in this day and age. And I'm waiting, and they had the Rogue One thing, and I'm like, I know it's coming. And it showed a little bit of it, and we just lost it. My buddy Ryan was over at my house, and we just started screaming and yelling. My mom's like, What's going on? What'd you see? I'm like, you know what you saw. It was Vader. And I mean, I kept telling myself, because you didn't see it originally in any of the trailers, anything hinting at Vader, but it's a prequel. It is a prequel.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty plugged into the rumor mill for all the new films and stuff, so I was like, he's coming back.
Just think about the merchandising problem right there. Disney will make millions off Vader merchandise if they just put him in for a second. If they don't put him in, they're losing out on all this money. Just like, it makes no sense to me from a marketing perspective. Gotta be in the movie. But from a fan perspective, gotta be in the movie. So I am over the moon for Rogue One.
I love how character driven the trailer is.
Yes.
Like I can't even I'm trying not to get my hopes stratospherically high, but I can't stop it. I'm just like, it might be better than Empire.
Right?
Like,
Well, the thing is, Force Awakens to me is my favorite movie. Empire I didn't get to grow up with, which is the problem. I grew up with the original, the prequels. So I got to see the original trilogy, and as a kid you're like, it was kind of outdated, because you got Darth Maul, this double-ended lightsaber, and all the Clone Wars, and you're like, that shit's cool.
Yeah.
But then you grow up and you listen to the dialogue, and you're like, what? You know, like Mr. Krabs meme, where everything's like, that's exactly how it felt when I was watching it again when I got older. I'm like, this is terrible. This was great. I remember this being great. This is terrible. And it was frustrating. Like, the Clone Wars animated series really saved it for me. I really love that. I gotta watch Rebels still. I'm way behind.
Rebels is great.
Yeah. Oh, I hate it because I saw some spoilers where they show Ahsoka and Darth Vader. I'm like,
Oh, that was a great fight.
oh, no, don't tell me anything. I'm just like, oh no. Like, I need to catch up as fast as possible to see that.
Yeah,
because
and then Thrawn's coming back for season 3.
fuck off.
Yeah.
No.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Guys, I just explained to you how many hours in a day it takes me to create things, all right? Dude, I binge watched stuff like Game of Thrones I got into last year, and it took me 3 days to watch all 5 seasons.
Yeah.
It was more than an obsession. It was terrible. The sun would come up and I'd be like,
That's just 17 hours a day. That's it's no big deal.
it was horrible. And then the way season 5 ends was just the emptiness in my life that was Game of Thrones. I can't do this again with Rebels. Clone Wars I just binge watched that for weeks. It was so good. Damn it.
I did that my second year of grad school. I started watching Breaking Bad, and I just binged it, and I was like, I didn't go to class this week.
Oh my God. I did the same thing. John got me into Breaking Bad, and holy crap, it's beautiful. It's just such a cinematic masterpiece.
Oh, it's a great show. It does so many things right, and breaks the mold of TV in so many ways.
Absolutely. Have you seen Better Call Saul at all?
I've started watching it. I haven't gotten all the way through.
Yeah, I watched that. I was like worried that they would just be how they would do it. After, you know, like, is it just going to be like, here's a spinoff. We're not going to put as much effort in. It's like, I was surprised. This is its own thing.
Right? Very well fleshed out. And I was just amazed. I haven't watched the season finale yet for season 2, but I followed it all the way through, and I was just like, wow, this is just, it's exactly what I expect from the creators of Breaking Bad. Just a really, really good experience overall. It's entertainment at its best form. I know a lot of people start complaining about, because Breaking Bad had a 10 out of 10 on IMDb, and then Battle of the Bastards and Game of Thrones got a 10 out of 10. And people are trying to say, wow, Battle of the Bastards can't compare to Breaking Bad. But I think in that sense, it's apple to oranges. I'd be curious to think about your guys'
Totally
opinions.
different.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, so season 6 of Game of Thrones, I don't think it was the strongest season, but it did have the strongest scenes, in my opinion. Like the set piece scenes in season 6 were incredible. I hate some of the side plots and how they dealt with them.
Fair enough.
You know,
yeah, there were some big hiccups.
yeah, like there's just a few things that I don't think the characters' motivations are super set. But like Battle of the Bastards is, you can't not put it as one of the greatest TV shows ever filmed. Like, it's just like the scale of it and the amount of attention that was put into the cinematography. Like, it's
that continuous shot. I mean, with Jon Snow.
It's incredible.
Oh my God. It just gave me goosebumps of Saving Private Ryan-esque. I'm just like, we have not seen that kind of like geography inside a shot in a very long time, if really ever, on this kind of stage. What I really enjoyed about the whole aspect of it too was like, you could just watch Battle of the Bastards and that's all you need. It's a whole story. That's kind of what Empire's so good about too. In Star Wars, that you could watch Empire and you get a story. Like,
right.
you're not really missing that much details, where today, most of these things, like if you, even Dawn of Justice, Batman vs. Superman, you good in that and you're like, what is happening? I'm short on a lot of stories here. If you've never heard of these characters, you're like, who is that? What is this?
It's like I think Avengers and Age of Ultron they're not great movies on their own because all of the exposition, all the characterization was pushed off onto the other films.
Right.
You know? But then when you have that character background, you watch those movies, you're like, damn, like this is awesome. But
do you guys like? Which Avenger movie did you like the least? That's what I'm always interested on. Because there's the original Avengers, there's Ultron, and then didn't a new one come? Oh no, the
Civil War.
Civil War, right? That's pretty much an Avengers.
So I haven't seen Civil War yet.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, that's a little question
I can't
for
weigh
you.
in too deeply.
But did you get to see them all, Lucas?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Maybe Iron Man 2. I don't know.
No, okay.
Yeah,
because I heard, yes, that was definitely Iron Man 2 was bad.
It was barely anything happening.
Yeah.
Really, I like it. I think Mickey Rourke's great.
All right, see, I mean, that's the beauty of movies in that sense.
Then, yeah.
Thor 2 is terrible.
Yeah, that
haven't
would
seen
be the
Dark
other
World
one.
yet.
Between those
it's
two,
messy.
I'm like, yeah.
Oof.
They take Natalie Portman's character and they just turn her into a total Mary Sue and then like sideline her for most of it.
Yeah,
Well, I heard
that
she
one-
didn't want to be part of the project anymore, and that's kind of how that forced the hand of all of that. Which I don't blame her.
For real, it's too much. Like, I don't know. I don't think Disney's treatment of Marvel has been bad by any means, but like, they do so much with it, you know, and the plots of the comic book movies are so like basic hero's journey. You know, like,
my God, yeah.
it's like. How many times can you make these movies with different characters before like people stop going up to see them?
Yeah, you bang your head against the wall. I mean, a lot of people hated Ultron, and I liked Ultron better than I liked Civil War, because Civil War really pissed me off motivation-wise. And there were so many stories, and the comics were such a beautiful blueprint for just, you can't fuck this interesting story up. Easy. And they just go, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to take it sort of that way, and they just ran with it in directions that just made me be like, it's not a bad movie at all, in any respect. Like, Civil War is a very good movie, and people love Civil War. They rave about it. But to me, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't true to the characters. And I'm just sitting there like, why would they do this? And I don't want to get into spoilers and all of that, but it's just like, Captain America is my favorite character in all the Marvel Universe since I was a kid, and I fucking hated him in this movie. I was just like, what are you doing? This isn't you. You're the strategist. You're supposed to go toe-to-toe with Batman and your tactical prowess. You would sit down and have a conversation and all this would be done. But there's no movie then. There's no conflict.
Yeah.
But in the comic books, they set it up where that could happen. So, I don't know. I'm just such a nerd about that stuff.
I think The Winter Soldier is one of the strongest Marvel movies that they've done.
Yes.
Because the characters are so, like, they're not quite as outlandish as a lot of the other ones. So like you have this story that's a lot more grounded in characters than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the Daredevil series at all?
Oh yeah, I've seen the first season. It's fantastic.
Yes.
Just the first couple two, and Jessica Jones. Yeah,
I haven't gotten to her yet.
They're all pretty
good
good.
too.
Yeah.
Although I would say that the all the Elektra stuff felt
yeah.
really weird. I couldn't understand what
Yeah,
they were doing.
that was very forced. I get tired of
But
every
the Punisher
episode.
half of it was really good.
Is that
Oh
in
my
season 2
God.
of Daredevil?
Yeah.
I haven't
Yes.
seen that yet.
They like
Oh.
split it off into two different storylines involving two different characters, and it was like the stuff with the Punisher was compelling, and then Elektra was like there's getting like backstory in that didn't make any sense. It was like, what is going on? It was interesting that Civil War and Batman vs Superman dealt with a lot of the same themes.
Yeah.
But
Really bad timing.
Civil War definitely handled it better than Batman versus Superman.
I think the big problem with Dawn of Justice is that they're trying to make the big ensemble
trying
movie.
to race to it without taking
They
the
don't.
time.
They don't have the backstory. They haven't
Not at
done those origin films to like build these characters up. And
Yeah, they're doing all the origin films afterwards.
Yeah,
I
have
thought
you
that
seen
was-
Suicide Squad at all yet?
No.
I hear it's a mess.
It feels like it. It feels like it's edited by 3 different people. I mean, scenes are
was,
completely... yes, that's why I said that. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, they're like they had what's his face, the director. He had like a darker cut, and then the studio's freaking out, and they like, oh my gosh, they're expecting the trailer. Let's have the studio that made the trailer cut the movie.
Oh, jeez.
And they were like, then we'll take the best from both of them and mush them together.
It was just a mess. It absolutely was. There were certain things I did like about it. Like every now and then you'd see like, oh my God, this is what it could have been. And then the writing and some of the stuff was really cool. Like if you've watched the cartoon Justice League, back in the day, you know that woman that's always at odds with Batman. I forget her name, to be honest with you. Big, heavy set.
Oh yeah,
Woman. Yeah. She constantly is like at ends. They're always hand in hand. She's all like, security, United States needs to be prepared to take down the Justice League, and Batman's all like, we are justice. Don't worry about us. And she's just like, I don't know. What if Superman murders everybody? And Batman's like, contingency plans. But I think she nailed her part in this movie. I think Deadshot and Harley Quinn nailed their parts in this movie. But even like, why is Harley in this besides like Suicide Squad? Like she's part of the Suicide Squad, so why aren't we doing a Suicide Squad movie? Why is it just whatever they felt like filming? Like Jared Leto's Joker was by far the worst
just pops
part.
in and out for like either make it around him or get rid of him.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was not needed at all, and thematically made just no sense. And I heard they took out so many scenes. Even in the trailers, he was supposed to show up at the ending, doesn't. His face is all burnt and everything in the trailer. Never happens. Never see it.
Is he not even a main character in the movie?
No.
No, he just
No.
yeah, from what I was reading on reviews, he just like pops in and out at random intervals.
It's horrible. It just. And that blows my mind. That's why I think they're losing the pacing of all this. That whole Rotten Tomatoes, they rate DC movies worse. No, I really don't think so.
They're owned by WB.
Yes, that's the laughable when I heard that. But it's just like, it had so much potential. People are seriously hating this movie, but I would love to see just a Deadshot movie. That would have been way better.
As, especially for like Batman versus Superman, as Adam Savage said on his podcast about Prometheus. Why did anybody in this movie do anything?
Yeah, that just sums it up perfectly.
Yeah.
And it just frustrates me, like Suicide Squad tries to be different things, trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy and all this, and it's just like...
Oh yeah, that's where I heard the pop music came in.
Oh my God, it was so forced. Did you get a chance to see the new Star Trek?
I haven't seen that, no.
There's a part where they have that kind of music in it, and it makes thematic sense, and you're just like, how did you do that? That is great. And I that's one of the first Star Treks I've really enjoyed. I'm not a Star Trek guy, so I'm more Star Wars, as you guys know. But my dad loves Star Trek, so I humor him.
Yeah, I enjoy Star Trek, but I'm definitely more.
I've seen most of Voyager, a good chunk of TNG, but I'm not, I definitely identify myself as a Star Wars fan.
I mean, to me, the perfect thing, getting back to Star Wars here in the Rogue One, as far as we've digressed in the movies here, is the perfect ending for me is that a lot of people dying. You're showing the real gruesome part in between episodes 3 and 4, really getting down what the Rebel Alliance is, coming to the power and all that stuff. And they got the Death Star plans. That whole thing about like all these Bohemian spies, I forgot how to say
Bothans.
it. Bothans, thank you. Bothan spies.
That's Death Star 2, though.
Died to get it. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
No! No!
If you go in the comment section of that trailer, there's so many people who don't know what's going on. It's like you get the Bothan spy and then like 50 people going, they're Death Star 2!
The second one?
Yes.
Shit!
Death Star 2.
Many Bothans.
How'd they get Death Star 1? I must
These
have lost
people.
that.
That's what we're going to find out.
Okay, that's never been talked about before. Death Star 1.
It's just the opening crawl of
yes,
New Hope
of New. Okay, I confused it. No, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And another common thing that people keep asking in the comments is like what is going on? Like I don't understand the timeline anymore.
Oh my God.
And they're like, where's Rey and Finn?
See, that hurts. It's pretty. It kills me. But I see her now. All right, fine. Doing whatever happens in the sense that she has the plans and she sends them off in an escape pod.
Yeah.
So it's one of those callbacks, with the droids, with what Leia did. You're getting that poetry through George Lucas winky face.
I think so.
Yep. And it shoots off, and you have your moment of success. You have the triumph. The heroes won. And after all the trials and tribulations, it looks like there's almost a love angle in it as well from the second trailer. So maybe he was in the pod too and whatever. Strong female lead in this. And all it does is it starts panning back from her, and you hear just no music. You just hear Vader breathing. And it pans out a little bit further, and the camera angle, you see her just turn her head a little bit, and you see his arm with his lightsaber, and it just turns on and cuts to black. And that would be the perfect ending for me of the whole Rogue One, just to have that. That's all Vader needs to do. Like the little preview they showed, just that's them saying, Vader, someone's trying to get the plans. He's like, okay, and then shows up the last second.
Yeah,
I would be thrilled.
I don't know how true this is, but I've heard it several times mentioned on like the rumor mill that there's like a scene where Vader just wrecks a shit ton of rebels.
The word on the street is that there's a scene. It's like almost a slasher movie where like they're trying to get out, and Vader ambushes them, and it's just Vader, and he's just like cutting red shirts to pieces. Like they're just trying to, sneaking around in the darkness, just showing up and just, I know, right?
That would be the dream, because we never got to see a display of Vader. We get to read about it in the expanded universes, the stuff that's been decanonized, and stuff that is canon.
He's great, yeah.
He's a powerhouse.
In Rebels season 2 and the comics, he's been. It's shown him doing what he's known for.
Thank goodness. Like, oh, damn it, stop it. I can't watch that. I don't have time. But that's what I've always died for, because if you play The Force Awakens, Vader's a powerhouse. And even though that's been decanonized, because Starkiller just is way too powerful to be.
Oh, you mean Force Unleashed?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes.
No, it's all good.
Unleashed, 1 and 2 with Starkiller and all that, and how he was the rebel symbol and all that. I love that story. Not real anymore. But it really, really...
Hey, who's to tell you what's real and what's not real? It's a story about space wizards. You can believe whatever you want to believe.
That is a fair point. But
I like that they cherry pick the best parts out and bring it in.
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm very much about that, because there's some horrible trash.
Yeah.
That was written.
Thrawn coming back. That's pretty.
Yeah. So excited. When you told me that earlier, damn it. It's just gone so many hours.
I'll have to show you the trailer or something.
Yes, please.
We'll check that out.